Welcome to Velocity City, where you get to know about all the exciting news and updates about our beloved sport, Formula One. Today we will discuss the rumoured new tracks added to the Formula One calendar in the upcoming years. We will also discuss whether 23 races in a season is enough. I, for one, know the answer. Well, I think 23 races is more than enough. More on that later. We will discuss in detail about everything, but before we get started, be sure to subscribe and press the bell icon to get regular updates from Velocity City. Let's get started. Stefano Domenicali, the CEO of Formula One and the person who has the last say on who organises the races and who doesn't, stated, Formula One could have as many as 32 races on the calendar because everyone wants one. It's no secret that Formula One has become increasingly popular in recent years. Both attendance and television viewership are at all-time highs. The sport has experienced remarkable popularity in America thanks to the drive to survive and the fantastic drama of the 2021 season. This has attracted a new group of spectators to the sport. 1 in 3 fans that go to the Grand Prix is going for the first time, according to Domenicali. According to the Concord Agreement, there can only be 24 races in a season, essentially a contract between Formula One owners, Liberty Media, and the teams. Domenicali's 32 races will thus never take place. The teams already lament the excessive number of races. They would never consent to another rise, in my opinion. They probably would if the correct quantity of money were provided, but let's just pretend that won't happen. The staging of 24 events is subject to intense competition and exorbitant costs. The cost for the track to reserve a spot on the F1 calendar for a year might reach $55 million. Some traditional events like Monaco and Imola pay less than half of that, while any new circuits interested in a slot must pay roughly $50 million. The cost is unclear because the event in Miami appears to be a partnership with Formula One. I could not get any data on the amounts Las Vegas was paying, but considering Liberty Media and the FIA, they spent $240 million to purchase a 39-acre property for the paddock and the pit area. The fee to reserve a spot on the calendar for possible tracks is a secret at Liberty Media. Prior to anything else, they must obtain FIA Grade 1 accreditation. Essentially, that is the FIA's endorsement that the track is ready to hold a Formula One race. After that, tracks or towns will have the opportunity to pitch Liberty Media on themselves during the proposal phase. However, because the schedule is already filled, a track must be dropped for another to take its place, which will happen frequently soon. So which songs could suffer the unlucky destiny of being removed from the calendar? For this season, Paul Ricard was dropped, however it has already been replaced. The end of 2023 marks the conclusion of Spa's contract. They'll need a thrilling race this year if they want to keep their position. Suzuka, Silverstone and Baku's contracts expire at the end of 2024. Brazil, China, Imola, Monza, Monaco and Zandvoort will all be free from their contracts at the end of the 2025 season, shortly before the new engine restrictions take effect. So where are the new tracks competing to fill those vacancies? Many fans are thrilled about Africa having a race because it's the only habitable continent that does not presently host a race. Formula One intends to organise a Grand Prix on the African continent in the ensuing years, Stefano Domenicali has reaffirmed. The return to Kyalami in South Africa has recently been the subject of intense speculation. Domenicali wants to make sure that F1 plays up to its reputation as a world championship. The plan, though, to bring the sport back to Kyalami in South Africa faltered last year, according to Jody Scheckter, a former driving champion whose nephew was extensively involved in the undertaking. It seems that the track owner's greed ultimately led it to fail. Therefore, don't plan on seeing a South African Grand Prix anytime soon. The Italian press is now stating that a €500 million project in Zanzibar, of all places, is vying to host the next African race. The establishment of the Zanzibar Investment Promotion Authority has been agreed upon with the government support, and Formula One driver Giancarlo Fisichella is thought to be engaged. It appears that no more information about the idea is currently accessible, and it is assumed that it will take years to build the track and infrastructure. But if it all goes as planned, it may be scheduled before the decade is up. Races in South Korea and Madrid are longer-term alternatives. The Spanish capital is thought to be very dedicated to making a street race a reality, most likely to replace Barcelona, which now hosts the Spanish Grand Prix under a contract that runs until the end of 2026. The Madrid plan is said to be genuine, as it is near to the airport and less than half an hour train ride from the city centre. However, in South Korea, a proposed street race in Seoul is appearing less realistic due to the logistical problems of closing down the metropolis. Many Formula 1 fans believe that the United States will host 3 races this year and does not require another event, even though there are far greater distances between the races than, for instance, the 4 that are staged in the Middle East. Others find it upsetting that the same nation is holding 3 races. However, Atlantic City, which is presently hoping to host their own race just up the east coast from Miami, is not deterred. The city, which is known for its casinos, is taking a gamble by turning an abandoned airfield into a new racetrack. The 143-acre location known as Battlefield is located virtually in the city. However, this won't be a typical street tune like others. A 2.4-mile Formula 1 specified circuit that winds through a business and residential complex with up to 4,000 dwelling units is part of the $2.7 billion project Deem Enterprises has planned. Luxurious apartments would cater to high-performance automobile aficionados. Although there aren't any final track designs yet, the graphics featured in the proposal show that the house will be constructed around the track rather than the other way around. This may be your location if you're wealthy enough to buy many sports vehicles that require a second house in Atlantic City. If authorized, the project would take 6 to 9 years to build, but once it's built, it will start competing in Formula 1 races. London could be a more plausible location for a Formula 1 event. The proposal for a London Grand Prix is a component of a comprehensive strategy for the Docklands of London. It has been suggested that a high-speed circuit similar to the one in Montreal may revitalise the region near London's Docklands. The race might occur there as early as August 2026, with a 3.64-mile course containing 22 bends and a suggested average speed of 127 miles per hour. To form a globally recognised waterfront destination for sport, leisure and entertainment, the reconstruction plan calls for floating modules that may be used to create grandstands, with a combined seating capacity of 95,000 and additional year-round attractions. Balaton Park Circuit, 4 years in the making, is a real old-school racetrack located near its namesake, Lake Balaton. In an effort to promote tourism and motorsports in the region, €200 million have been invested in the circuit and its surroundings. The circuit will first concentrate on sports car competition and junior single-seater divisions before aiming to accommodate international racing starting in the 2024 season. It's a large complex. In addition to the 10,000 permanent seats with temporary grandstands, the stadium's concrete structure, which towers amid the Hungarian countryside, can accommodate 120,000 spectators. Given the region's summertime appeal to Budapest residents, a luxurious hotel has also been erected nearby, and there are many more existing in the neighbourhood. The track would be in direct competition with the Hungaroring for a spot on the schedule, a track with a deal that expires in 2027. However, board member Gianpaolo Matteucci stated that the primary goal of the circuit is not to host Formula 1. He said, "Readiness to host any kind of international event, and this is the main reason why we wanted to create an infrastructure already for Formula 1, which is FIA Grade 1. So what do you think about this video? Do you think Formula 1 needs more races, or the new races will replace previous races in the calendar? What do you think the calendar will look like in 5 years? Don't be shy, hit the comment section below and start the conversation. And don't forget to subscribe to get more exciting Formula 1 news. Thanks for tuning in, take care and see you next time.